And today I am thanking you for all your energetic contributions and support for me delivering your message. Greetings, dear soul. It is I, Crispy. I am another you. You are another me. We are one. One God-sciousness. And I am a Gaian, Mayan, Pleiadian emissary of light. And I have received a deep download that went into every cell of my body. And I am here to bring it to you through Mayan embodiment astrology. The Mayan calendar has nothing to do with the stars or the planets. It has everything to do with your DNA and the precession of the equinoxes. Paradoxically, the Maya were the most accurate sky watchers on Earth until the advent of modern telescopes. They had everything mapped out with more precision than any other culture. But their calendar has nothing to do with any of that. Fascinating. So, today we're here to talk about tone 5. It is shown vertically and horizontally and represents the 5 fingers working together. And if you'd like to see where all of the tone 5 days are on the Dzogchen, here they are. Of course, starting with Kin 5. The next one being 13 days later, Kin 18, and so on and so on. Now, tone 5 is called empowering, and it directly connects to the throat chakra. Just did a little bit of extra pronunciation there. Throwing you off course a little bit. Oh my, what shall we do? Here, this will help. This is how the chakras align with the 13-day pulse wave, as I call it. See, the Maya call it Tresenia, which is Spanish, and the Spanish people went in there on a hell-bent mission of destruction. So why people are calling it a Tresenia, which means 13-ya or whatever, I do not know. So I call it a pulse wave because that's what it is. And tone 5 right here. So empowering, throat chakra. What's the message there? Right? Okay, so let's look at all the key code words for everyone who is born on a tone 5 day and every other tone 5 day. Helping, doesn't that make sense? Goes along with empowering, does it not? Core purpose, one could say a core purpose of helping. Work, 5 fingers, that's for using that hand to get stuff done. Helping people, doing stuff, right? Work. And also here. The vital order. Now, this relates to how we've gone from tone 1, 2, 3, 4, and then to 5. So we've transcended the dots in a way. 4 dots, and then 5 dots somehow magically becomes 5. Which is a bar, and that's the vital order of flow. Giving. I like the way that fits in. And the 5 senses. Wow. Being a human in an earth suit You got your 5 senses and your 5 fingers goes together. Handy, I like that word, that's nice. Inquiring. Now we're moving into a new territory. Acceptance. Oh, interesting. Then the early bird. This is part of the work and the core purpose of people born on tone 5. They like to get up early and get busy, get moving, get cracking. Speaking one's truth and radiating, definitely part of the throat chakra, and also the radiation of energy coming out from the palm, and one's voice radiates outwards. And also I need to point out that the throat chakra governs all forms of communication. All right? Good. Now, let's look at the dark side. Enabling, disempowerment, and of course, lying. Right. And I'm sure you want to know about the 4 guiding tones. Well, starting from tone 5, we add 5 to get to the past wisdom guide of tone 10, manifesting. Moving up 1, we go to tone 11 of the divine feminine guide, which is the double-stacked Rollabola. Keep that in mind for the rest of this video. Moving across to the right-hand man of the divine masculine guide, we have tone 12, understanding, and 1 more up level, 2 transcending tone for the future vision guiding tone. Okay, well, let's start in with our exemplars, noting that they all have this handy throat chakra energy. All right, here we go with tone 5, glyph 5, keen 5. Fascinating group of people here. Somehow raises the level of energy of Marilyn Monroe from what most people consider her life to have been about. Time to reconsider Marilyn's contribution to the world. Now, as far as Billy Meyer goes, if you don't know that he was physically contacted by Pleiadians, then why don't you watch this series? Or this series. And I'm assuming you're familiar with Barbara Marx Hubbard. If not, you know what to do. And Mircea Eliade. Wow. Amazing humans here. That throat chakra, core purpose, radiating, speaking one's truth. That's probably what got Marilyn killed, by the way. Okay, moving on. 13 days later. Empowering Obsidian Mirror Knife. You can check out my blog post on his birthday a while ago. 13 days later, we do not actually have an exemplar, so I'll leave you this to read. You already know about tone 5, so just read the monkey key code words and the high vibe code phrases. So 13 days later, we come to Empowering Seed. Now, I do like to call it playfully Star Seed, because in the middle of the seed there is a star, and 4 glyphs later is the star seed, and in the middle of the star seed glyphs there are seeds. Those 2, the 4th and the 8th, are, I think, the 2 most closely connected of any of the 20 glyphs, so I playfully call it Star Seed. Let's take a look at these 5 again. 13 days later, very interesting pair. Days later, empowering dog. I wonder if David Friedel loves marijuana. I just can't help but wonder. And I wonder if Bob ever went to the Mayan pyramids. I don't think he did. Oh well, better luck next life. I'm sure he's back already. 13 days later, another quintet. Oh my goodness. Take a look at those high vibe code phrases. "13 days later" is Keen 96. Very interesting combination here. Gonna have to do some research if you don't know who Anthony Borgia is. 13 days later. Ooh, interesting. Fascinating use of the throat chakra for these people. "13 days later." Wow. Did you notice Chris Rock just 26 days ago? Throat chakra. And I think perhaps it's apropos to mention that doing ayahuasca, for example, many times, for example, does not mean that a person has healed their inner child or their deepest traumas. And it doesn't mean that they'll be peaceful or even nice. And it could possibly mean that they spiritually bypass their own spiritual ego that learns to manipulate others to its own desires. Just a thought. 13 days later. Now here we have a very high vibration couple. You're going to need to do some research on Gertrude Stein to figure out that she is a holy hologram of Eckhart Tolle. "13 days later. A little bit trickier to find out how Selma Hayek is a holy hologram of T.S. Eliot, but I can assure you that they are. 13 days later, very interesting, very high vibration group of people. 13 days later, wonderful pair here, and the reason that Tata Alejandro Cerrillo Perez Oslage is tucked just up and behind Dr. Kalaman is because, as you will see, the glyph of reincarnation is the past wisdom guide of all people born on Jaguar Shaman. If you want to learn more about Dr. Kalaman, please watch my video about him. Tata Alejandro is empowering reincarnation, so we'll see him in a minute for his full profile. 13 days later, very interesting character. I hope David is doing very well. Getting ready to do some more empowering core purpose of spiritual guardianship. 13 days later, fascinating trio. Almost done on the Tzolk'in. 13 days later, interesting combination here of Of course, the throat chakra, very highlighted. Corn works on the heart chakra. Now we come back to Tata, Don Alejandro. If you would like to see more about him, please check out the second video there. The first one was a DJ mix I made on his Mayan birthday recently. Only 2 more to go. Here we go, 13 days later. One of the most empowering divine feminine women on the planet. And our last king, 252, Swami Kriyananda. I highly recommend you check out some of his lectures. There are many. What a wonderful way to round out our 20 empowering team of the Tzolk'in. I hope you are enjoying this series. It is a very high level instruction for you that I hope can help you in your day-to-day life. In Lak'esh Alakim, Namaste.